So last week, you wrapped up your side hustle where you'd embarked on a job to help out a friendly cheesemonger who wanted assistance finding out and hopefully dealing with whatever was eating into his cheese stores. So you finished cleaning out the 5 areas. Had some epic rolls and epic fails along the way. You had Zordak the Great leaving his Z mark on the timber. Ivy lit up a series of rodents with some extremely potent spells. Fokionis had a natural 20 that led to him killing a rat that was trying to jump past him without even taking his axe out of the belt loop. Alia was face first or arrow first into a barrel full of cheese, and she found out the answer to her question that, in fact, 5 mice plus a mozzarella stick can fit nicely onto a single arrow. In your investigations to see what was eating the cheese, which turned out to be rats, you came to that conclusion. You found a rat trap with a dead giant rat in it, one of the many giant rat traps that were throughout the in inverted commas rat traps that were around the warehouse that you were investigating. So Zachary's still holding on to that at the moment. You found a hidden room, or it wasn't really hidden, it was out of the way a little bit, but it definitely had a very securely locked door. And when a key was found, it appeared to have been scavenged by rodents, and that was sniffed out by Alia, who stuck her nose into every hole that she could find in the last session. And it turned out to be the door opened, and there was a set of steps going downward, and one of those sheens that you're all too familiar with that stop your entry over the top of it, one of those opaque fields that you become familiar with in the safe rooms and in the areas you couldn't touch in Mishmash Merchants. Zachary, also with an extremely high investigation check in the final room that you investigated, found a private reserve stash of cheese bags labeled with Shay's name. Or they at least appeared to be cheese bags. They were canvas bags that it turned out that in looking at those, because they were emblazoned with his name, and it was spelt Ches Bucket rather than Shay Bouquet, as he was putting on airs and obviously not happy with the spelling and pronunciation phonetically of his name. You finished off the session intimidating the hell out of an empty warehouse, finding that there were no rats left to be flushed. They had all moved away or been killed and skewered. So you return to Shay with Zachary with a rat on the end of his rapier, Alia with 2 arrows skewered and some mozzarella cheese sprinkled over the top of her rats, including 2 that are glowing brightly from Ivy. And when he spotted those 2 with their skewered rats, it seems pretty obvious that he had ill intent, and that perhaps the missing adventurers that he talked about perhaps did not just stand him up with with the job that he hired them to do, that they may well have been disappeared. But he completely lost his shit when he saw those rats skewered. He started growling something about the corpses of his dismembered babies, and rapidly turned from the tall, skinny guy with the waxed mustache into a humanoid rat, tearing apart in part some of the clothing that he was wearing, as he's obviously he was much more, not obviously, he was stockier in his rat form than he was as a human. So you now have a humanoid rat standing in the doorway of Shay's office. Yes, I'm still calling him Shay. That's habitual more than anything else. And our next step is for us all to roll initiative. And the way I'd like to do that is if you look in your Foundry screen where the 2 swords are, next to your name, you'll have a dice where you can just tap roll initiative, and I'm going to roll the NPCs. And once you have finished rolling, it will give you the order of our combat.
So just a normal roll?
So if you go into the 2 swords and you hit the big dice next to your name.
I think it's adding my +5 from alert twice.
Oh, twice. Shh, don't say anything.
Yeah.
Look, it'll be evenly
5 less than what it says.
You're still first, though.
Yeah, I'm going to just roll with it. I'll look at the settings. Thank you for the feedback, because I didn't see anything that let me change that, because all it should have been adding is your dex modifier.
Mine was +3, which it should have been.
So it should have just been. Look, I'll check it, but it was working for me with. I tested it out on luggage. So what we currently have is we've got Zachary on 23, Fokionis 15, Ali on 11, Shay who's now been transformed on 10, and Ivy on 3. Ivy's continuing the unlucky rolls on the initiative, and her dislike, no doubt, of Foundry for her rolls. So from here, you guys can do your, if you would like to do your rolls on D&D Beyond, you can. If you want to do them with physical dice, and just tell me what they are, you can do that as well. So to set the scene for where we currently are and what you're looking at, you all kind of came in and clumped up. So the two of you with the dismembered rats are closest to the door, so that you're right in front of Shay, and he can see, because of Alia's height, he has a clear view of every dead rat that you have on display, from the giant one in the trap through to the ones that are skewered on a rapier and 2 arrows.
Yeah, but do you want to go jump in your own bed, please?
Yes.
I would, but after D&D. And then beside them at the rear is Ivy and Fokionis at the front, standing in front of her. And just a re-mention and a reminder for Ivy, because this only applied to you. You did notice, you were the only person who noticed the door silently gliding shut behind you all when you entered this chamber, because everyone was too busy looking at Shay, because he was talking and then obviously turning into a rat man. But you did notice that there seemed to be something a little bit amiss with the shadows in the bottom right hand corner of the room. With your passive perception, don't know what, but you did note that there was something that was not quite right down there. And we've now landed with an enraged humanoid rat that is very ill intent, holding a sword of some description and a crossbow that was hidden behind his back when you guys walked in, and now in clear display. What would you like to do, Zachary? How do you guys react to this?
I like to go, whoa, calm down. You never said anything about mice or traps in there. I like to cast sleep on him.
Yeah, so you're casting sleep in the 20-foot radius on.
Oh, can I get
Shay?
just him, or
Your spell has a 20-foot radius for your hostiles.
oh?
So it starts with the lowest hit point.
Can I
He might be the only hostile, but it will be a 20-foot radius.
Yeah,
he's the only one you can see at the moment.
All right, can I
Ivy's
get
the only one who saw something a bit dodgy.
Can I get it so it doesn't hit Alia and fucking nice?
How long you guys been playing together?
Fucking knives.
Didn't we establish?
That's literally what it just sounded like.
Several sessions ago that you determined who the sleep is targeting, so it's your hostiles. So yes, you determine that it's not them. So with the sleep, I've even got sleep open because you were such a big fan of it.
Yeah.
Roll your dice. Tell me how many hit points, and then we'll work through.
29.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So with those 29 hit points, it seems to cause a little bit more of a bit of movement in the corner of the room that you can now all see, with Ivy having been the one who previously could see it, and what was previously out of. Let me just make sure they're not immune. Oh, hang on, that's charmed, isn't it? No, never mind. Let's go to here. Okay, so what you previously was a bit of movement that Ivy had spotted but not been able to quite identify, turns out to be a giant rat, similar to the one that is currently in the trap that Zachary is holding, that was just fixated on Zachary and the other rat that was in the trap. Whatever connection was between the two of them remains unknown and unclear, but it had been edging around, trying to use the side of the room and the shadows that existed there to head in Zachary's direction. But can you go ahead and mark off 7 of those hit points as that giant rat, because basically going from hissing and snarling and heading around the corner to now being unconscious.
Okay, so there's 22 left.
Yep, hang on, I've got to put that one to sleep. And 22 you said?
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, with the 22 points you have remaining, they are not enough to affect Shay. He shrugs off the attempt and seems a little bit surprised that the giant rat that he knew was in the corner and was sneaking around to flank you guys has just flopped over and started snoring up against the back wall. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Yeah, I like to. Actually, no, not really. I just stay where I am.
All right.
Yeah, I get all done.
And we are over to now. With the giant rat falling over beside them, next to that rat, just a mass of bodies comes out from underneath the bench that's up against the back wall, and you guys see this swirling mass, this swarm of rats, but they're not disjointed like the ones you saw throughout the warehouse. They're in this constant roil of movement over the top of each other as they come out from underneath that chair. They shrugged off the sleep effect. It had no impact on them at all, other than making them a bit more annoyed. But you do notice, and this is you, Ivy, again with your passive perception and having noticed there was something wrong in those shadows, you actually pick up that there are several of the rats, as their bodies tumble over the top of each other, are ones that got past you when they were running out of the warehouse. So all of the rats as a team you saw seem to be heading out towards this direction, and it appears, and Ivy, you are the only one who's aware of this at the moment, it appears that they have all come down through that door that was open and that you found open when you came back down into the entryway here, the loading dock here, and they have all swarmed together. However, that swarm appears to be a little incomplete, and it looks as if in skewering some of those rodents, the 6 of them that you got on the way through, you have reduced the number of the swarm that would have otherwise been here. So you can see that it's a little bit less than what it would have been otherwise. Do with that information, Ivy, as you will. And the rest of you just pretend you didn't hear it. Now, that rat is going to target Zachary, and being a swarm, it is able to actually move through the space where the rest of you currently are. So it is going to head, I'm just going to move it around so for ease of seeing. I want it where that trap is, but I'll just put it beside you. So it's coming after the guy that just cast something over the top of it that tingled a bit and annoyed it, but didn't actually do any damage. Actually, no, sorry. Yeah, that's what it's going to do. And it's going to take an bite attack as a swarm nipping at you. So let's see if it hits.
Bring it on.
Oh god, this isn't great. Does a 5 hit?
No.
So you just duck, dodge, dip, dive, lift your foot up every now and then, and that swirling mass is tempting and is creepy as hell, but it does no damage to you whatsoever. Doesn't appear all that threatening, despite being pretty gross. Bundle of rats.
If it hit, it would be threatening.
But it didn't.
Swarm of rats before.
Oh, sorry, that was the swarm of rats. So, Fokionis.
Yeah.
You're up.
Righto. It's my turn. So, old chessmate's in front of us still?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. So, I'm going to direct my attentions towards him and basically I don't know, see if I can knock him on his ass. So I might start with a bit of a verbal onslaught to go. Oh, cheers, mate. What's going on, bro? I can't believe you're trying to call yourself Shay. What's that about? If your name's Shay, my name is Focione.
Quick side note: why does it look like Focionis is lying on the ground?
Oh,
Because
mine's
he's
been
spun himself
the whole
sideways.
time.
Yeah,
It's been like that every week.
You,
cannot
you did it though. I can fix it, but I thought you did deliberately.
No.
Let's deal with that when there's a lull.
What? No. Mid-turn's definitely the best place to deal with. Okay. So, I am going to, because I should have my shield enabled, I believe. Where's my shield? Shield.
You do
Yeah, I
have a
do.
shield. You have a
Yeah,
couple of them.
Yeah, well,
It's
I'm
basic
just
ones.
making sure I have one equipped. Oh, okay, cool. So yeah, but I just want to sort of run forward and see if I can do like a shielding type strike to knock him over if that's at all possible. But I can't see a.
We had this conversation with the goblins. If your shield doesn't have something
To do that, I
to
can't
do that, then you can physically look
Yeah,
to
but
shove
that's not
him
what I was
back, but that's not
looking
going to
for.
achieve what you're after.
That's all right. I'm just gonna crack him with the longsword. Screw it.
All right. Are you coming in between he and Alia, or are you diagonally?
I'll just go straight forward because that
Yep.
is yep.
Shortest distance?
Perfect.
Yep.
All right, so I'm rolling. There's 8 even if I can get close.
An 8, as you swing and fall slightly off balance with that swing, charging forward, realizing at the last moment that it's a pretty dumb shield you've got and it can't do any damage. He just parries it away with the short sword dismissively, with an even more of a sneer, if that's possible, on his rat features.
Great.
And just hisses in your direction, but his attention is still very much fixated. He dismissed you after that attack, is very much fixated on the others who have his offspring skewered.
Right.
All right, now the giant rat is asleep, and if I'm right there, it can't actually wake itself up.
No, it's
No.
sorry, it's asleep for 1 minute, so 10 rounds. Or if another creature does a standard action to wake it up.
Or it takes damage or attacks it. Yep.
Yeah.
I was just checking that to make sure that I had that remembered right, because I knew you were going to do this. I knew it was coming. All right. So it just continues to snore away in the corner, rolls over slightly in its sleep, and we're over to Alia.
Rat.
From angry to unconscious.
I still don't know if we're trying to kill this dude or what are we doing with him?
Well, that's
up
your
to-
call at the moment.
Yeah, it's up to you.
You've seen Zachary go, oh shit, we didn't mean it, and you had a warehouse full of traps, and launch a sleep spell. You've seen a swarm of rats curl around 3 people's feet and around them, and started trying to bite him, but he moved out of the way. And you've seen Focionis go charging at the rat man that was previously just moments ago a human who then just got enraged when he saw you with rats skewered on your arrows, which you've currently got 1 in each hand with 5 rats skewered across both of them, and a couple of bite marks because you said that you ate a couple that were sprinkled in mozzarella cheese in the last session.
Okay, because I can't really. Okay, I'm just gonna lob a longbow at him then. Well, an arrow from my longbow at him.
Yep. Take your shot.
Oh fuck! It's a 10.
10. He just, with everything else that's going on, and the shock of seeing rats appear out of the darkness, one roll over and fall asleep, and most importantly, this dude just turn into a rat in front of you. your hands are still a bit jittery and shaky. You haven't found your center, and it just goes sailing harmlessly past him into his office, maybe knocking over an inkwell off his desk as it goes through and embeds itself in something in the back room. Would you like to do anything with your bonus action or move?
I ain't moving backwards into a swarm of fucking rats. My bonus action, I'm gonna cast. Which one is it? Ensnarling Strike.
All right, so you're getting yourself ready for your next turn. Yep. So make sure you take note you got that ready.
Yep.
We are over to it's now Shay's turn, or the human rodent, who is going to return snarling. There's just hisses and guttural, but the language kind of tailed off. You don't know whether it speaks common or not, or has any form of communication, but there's certainly nothing coherent coming out of it at the moment. It's just glowing red eyes filled with rage, and it's fixated at the moment on Alia. I don't know where those arrows went that you had, or if you even tried to shoot at him with one of the ones. Maybe that's what put it off balance and shot it over his shoulder. That it was one of the ones with his
possibly.
His
give him back his
baby
babies.
skewered over it, so it flew wide. And so he is going to take a shot.
We'll just use that as my excuse.
Yeah, he's going to raise the hand crossbow in his left hand and just let loose at you. So he's going to attack. And that is a 17. Does that hit?
Oh, yes.
All right. And it's not a crit. So you take, this is piercing damage. So let me know if you have anything that reduces that, but you take 4 points of piercing damage.
How would I know if I have something like that?
It's
not that I've read though.
It's in your, if you go to the attributes section, or it's in D&D Beyond, but if you're looking in Foundry and you open your character, the attributes tab, there's a thing there that says damage immunities, damage resistances, vulnerabilities. It'll be listed in your resistances or your immunities.
You probably won't.
Oh, no.
I don't think you will.
No.
Sorry,
so
sorry.
What, 4 damage?
4 damage. So you take 4.
Sorry, but are you also concentrating on a spell?
I don't think.
Oh, you are, because you've got the arrow that you're readying, because that's a concentration for the. Thank you, Egg. For the what did you call it? The Hail of Thorn, Ensnaring Strike.
Ensnaring Strike. Yeah.
That's a
it's
concentration spell. All right.
But it's only 4.
It's a concentration. Sorry, a Constitution saving throw, DC 10.
So
Thank
DC
you.
10.
Where do I find that? So do a Constitution saving throw. Where do I find what that saving throw is, Egg?
It's in the spell section of the.
Oh, it says
manual.
Strength 10. Attack save Strength 10.
Oh, it's a strength saving throw, is it?
It's a Constitution saving throw, a DC 10 or half the damage, whichever is higher. So roll a Constitution saving throw on your D&D Beyond.
Constitution. Okay, there. You son of a bitch.
What did you roll?
4.
So your Ensnaring Strike, that concentration broken in the vines it was snarling around, the other arrow with 1 rat on it, fall away. The concentration is lost. And thank you, Egg.
That's okay.
Yeah, that's why you cast it. And then
My
attack.
Constitution throw, that gave me a I think I clicked the wrong one though, because that rolled a D20.
Yeah, D20 is right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You just roll low on that D20.
Yeah, well, it went 19, and then it was like, no, psych, 3.
Now, with his multi-attack, so with his second attack, he goes again. Now, I don't see anything with the hand crossbow that says it has to be reload, so I'm just going to roll through with that. Tell me if I'm wrong. Takes another shot with that hand crossbow, sticks another bolt in it, and fires at you.
It does have the loading property.
Where is it? I don't see it.
It should be under the
Gosh.
properties. You should have light, loading, and range.
No. It's got martial range, equipped, proficient, one action, and then a distance.
Unless
God
he has
damn it.
crossbow expert as well. That's a repeating crossbow.
It's just
Repeating hand crossbow.
It's just a hand crossbow?
yeah. And pardon me if I'm wrong, there's nothing in D&D Beyond that I can see that says anything about the reload. I'm happy to do it if it's an action to reload it.
Does it say in the properties that it's got the loading property?
No. Not on D&D Beyond or Foundry.
Range piercing. Yeah, properties, ammunition, range, light, loading. But loading just means you can only fire it once a round.
I did include
Oh.
a tiny little snippet just to back up what we're saying.
Okay, no, that's all good. I thank you. This is good to know because it doesn't all come across. Because I was looking at Foundry when I was getting ready for this. It doesn't have it in there. It's just got proficiency. All right. So with that, then he's going to step forward and use his second attack to seeing that the crossbow is now discharges bolt and useless. Thank you very much, everyone. And
Oh
I'll
my god,
throw it
I've been
away.
playing this longbow wrong the whole time.
And takes a bite attack at Alia, just snapping forward, teeth towards throat. And does a 15 hit.
Yes.
Okay. So first off, you take 3 piercing damage from the teeth that sink into just off your jugular. So jugular, the leather armor protects you somewhat, and it bites into the top of your left shoulder. But I also need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please. Oh, wait a minute. Hang on. Give me 1 second. I need to check your race.
What the fuck is going on?
Are halflings considered humanoid? That's what Alia technically is.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Yep. You need to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
6.
All right. You feel a really strange burning from that bite, as if it did more than just a simple puncture through your shoulder. It doesn't seem to be impeding you or anything extra. But can you please make a note that there is a strange burning from the bite that you just suffered? It seemed odd to you.
Poisonous bite?
Yeah, you're just making a note that for you and no one else is aware of any of that seemed to create strange pain compared to what you've previously experienced from the damage that you've done to yourself and experienced in this dungeon. All right, that is his turns done. Over to Ivy.
Guess who has a guiding bolt ready for this rat boy?
How many of those have you got left?
I've only used 2 first-level spell slots, and I have second-level spell slots at the ready.
Nice.
So if you don't mind, I'll be casting that at second level.
Go for it. And that doesn't have a saving throw, does it? It's just an instant.
It's
Right,
just
hit
an
like magic
attack
muscle.
roll, yeah.
Yep.
Let me get out my physical dice because I don't trust any of this digital stuff after that. Gosh darn 3.
Well, at the moment, I don't either, but I don't have dice.
Is
It's a
Is this
16
radiant damage?
to hit. And yes, it is radiant damage.
16 hits. That bolt flies true, jams into Shay. How much damage does he take?
D6 to see. Let me get my D6 out. I need 5 of them.
Christ.
So I should have had this ready beforehand, but I was too busy listening to the bite. 18.
18. All right.
Yeah, I rolled pretty low, all things considered.
So that bolt embeds itself in his stomach and seems to have hit something major because he holds stomach in pain. It's the first real reaction you've seen other than fixated hatred towards the rat skewerers, and you can tell that was badly hurt Shay.
Good.
What else would you like? Would you like to do anything else with your bonus
Stick
action?
up my
or your
middle
movement?
finger up at him.
Oh,
I
he's
would like.
coming out of
I'm
his
still
shell.
holding one of his kids, right?
You have no, you handed that over to Zachary. So Zachary has the trap with the giant rat
Alright,
in
cool.
one hand.
I would like to point at that rat and just like mouth, I did that.
And the soft glow of two of his children behind him, from Ali's arrow are there, and the big one in the trap, and he hisses at you in return.
I
Alright.
will remind everyone else for this next round of combat, you do have, what's it called? An extra 40. Sorry, an extra. What's he to it because of guiding bolt?
It's advantage on attacks, isn't it?
Yeah.
One attack.
So the next person, which will be
The
Zachary.
next attack roll made against the target before the end of your turn has advantage.
So
Before
Zachary.
my next turn.
I have my own problems at the moment.
What did you use? Sorry, guiding bolt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for the next attack.
Gotcha. Yep. So for the next round. Yep, got it. All right. So Zachary, with the swarm of rats nipping at your heels and an angry rat man in front of you, and a sleeping rat off in the corner, what would you like to do?
I cast the second level magic missile at the rats at my feet.
Yep.
So that's 4 missiles.
Mhm.
So that's 4 times 4, 16 force damage to their base.
Too easy.
So
And let me just check. They've got a bunch of resistances, but that is not one of them. So those missiles strike through. You're basically almost shooting them at your feet, and they just start burning off rats left, right, and center. That swarm of rats has gone from just a roiling mass of bodies to just this limping, mewling, almost eliminated stack of death.
die.
Would you like to do anything else?
Oh, sorry. No. No, I just keep dodging the rats as they're swarming me.
It's splattering blood all over your shoes at the moment.
Oh,
All right. The returning the favor of what you just dealt to them, that swarm of rats is going to do their utmost to continue nipping at your heels with the last breath that they have. So does an 18 hit?
Not if I cast shield, which I do.
Okay.
Alright, I use magic to protect myself.
Yep. So that the rats make that last gasp effort to nip at those heels of the person who's dodged out of the way and then exploded magic into their mass, but they're rebuffed by the shield that whips up, and just they're left there harmlessly tapping at it. All right, so your shield is done, and we're now on to that's their turn. Actually, do they get to move through without taking an attack of ogre? Hang on one moment. All right, so they are able to move through spaces, but that doesn't mean they can move without an attack of opportunity, does it?
No.
They can occupy a space or vice versa without being attacked. So they can move through without being attacked. Help me out here, rule lawyer.
Yeah, moving through is different. I'm not sure with swarms. I don't use them very much. But then there's like leaving the threatened square as well. Like normally, you'd get one entering.
Attack of opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got it. All right. Now they're going to stay there. I should have looked that up beforehand when I was looking up everything else. All right. Swarm of rats feebly whacking at the shield, and we're back to Phocyonis with a were-rat holding onto a glowing bolt in its stomach.
Yeah, having seen what's happened since my last turn, I'm quite angry, so I'm going to turn rage on.
Turn rage on.
Yeah, you know.
And what song's number one today on Rage, Phocyonis?
It's Scatman. I'm the rat man. Yes, so, I think as Hulk says, the key is that you're never not angry. So, haha.
Mm-hmm. So you're raging? Yep.
I'm raging. Yes, I'm
There's
raging.
a bonus. Yeah. And what would you like to do?
Rage.
And remember, if you attack, you've got advantage on those attack rolls.
Oh, cool. Thank you. Yeah, I'm going down. I'm going again for this.
He's going down. He's screaming
He's
timber.
He's going down.
That's what I was thinking as well.
I want to roll with advantage. Or just roll. No, surely. Where?
Roll there's
Roll twice.
in Foundry you can either just roll the attack twice, or I think you've also got in the chat you can roll 2d20s, or if you're doing physical dice, roll your attack twice. Or in D&D Beyond, roll your attack twice and take the highest roll.
Yeah, cool. Okay, I got you. 17 is the highest. 17
hits. And what are you hitting with?
It's the longsword, and it's
Is this the +1 longsword?
Yes.
All right. Yep.
Yes, it's a whopping 5. Do I get to roll that again at advantage?
No, you don't get to roll.
Come on.
So that longsword slices across the already open wound in Shay's abdomen and opens that wound even more, so that there's now blood seeping through his hands, as well as the glowing light of the bolt that's sticking out. You've raged, you've attacked. If I'm correct, that's your actions, unless you want to move.
What do I get? Bonus action into rage for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I won't move per se. I think I'm fine where I am. It doesn't matter where I move because it's only one square away anyway.
Yeah, the only thing would be is if you moved over, say, towards a giant rat or the rat swarm, you get an attack of opportunity. Otherwise, if you stay within that 5 feet, you're
just
fine.
staying where I am. Yeah.
All right, the giant rat continues to snooze in the corner.
Something is happening.
Rolling over and twitching every now and again in its sleep. And we are back to Alia, with the rat man having shot at you and bit you. What would you like to do?
Can I do a medicine check?
You can do a medicine check if you want to use your action to do it. Are you proficient? Oh no, it was just a check. Sorry, don't mind me. I will say that if you are looking to do that in the middle of combat with a rat bearing down on you, you will be doing your medicine check at disadvantage. Because this is less than ideal circumstances.
I'm going to lob an arrow at this asshole.
All right, lob away. And you don't have your ensnared strike because your concentration was broken.
Yeah, no. That's a 23 to hit.
23 definitely hits. You're basically almost shoving the arrow at him at this point. It definitely hits. Back
That's
into
an
that
8
gaping
damage.
wound. Yep. That just twists the hole even further that Phocionis has expanded and that Ivy opened up, and he is in a very bad state. Shay is not a healthy human rat at this point. Would you like to do anything with your bonus action?
Can I summon my Drake as a bonus action? I'm not sure.
It is summonable as a bonus action.
Oh
yes.
no, sorry. Oh, okay,
I'm
because
pretty
it
sure
says
if I
as an
look at the-
action,
Oh, is it an
you
action?
can
I thought it was a
magically
spell
summon.
action.
Yeah.
Okay, then
I
no.
couldn't
Sorry,
find
I
it,
thought it
but
was
now
a,
I've seen it.
my apologies. I thought it was a bonus action as well.
It's alright. It's all good. Bonus action. Can I just hit him?
With like your fist?
Yeah.
Or yep, you're
I don't know if that's considered a bonus
Fist
action.
strike.
That's why I'm asking.
Oh no, not a sorry. No, you've used your action. That's that physical attack. You're not going to be able to attack him with your unarmed strike. It is an action.
Okay. Yeah, that's what
Sorry.
I thought.
Yes,
No,
because you've
that's
already
all
Unless
shot
you're a
him.
monk.
Yes, and then you get a whole shitload of extra actions and strikes.
Nah, I'm just gonna eat a cheeseburger.
Oh my god.
I mean, it's probably really an action, but just pulling.
Well,
out a
it doesn't
cheeseburger.
state, so.
Zachary, where did you move your model to?
I didn't.
Where's Ivy gone?
Ivy's there. Where? Oh,
Oh,
was
oh.
Oh, how very droll.
Yeah, no, I pass. Pass.
All right.
This cunt bites me again. I'm gonna shove my fist in his gut.
Okay. All right. So with the disaster that is slowly unfolding, you hear, or for Shay, so we're up to Shay here, who is just absolutely wrecked by what you have all dropped on him.
Good.
And you just hear this gurgling hiss of now, and as you're he hasn't had his turn, you just hear him calling this out. Who is it? Zachary. Throughout all of this, you've been holding on to the trap with the giant rat sitting in front of it. And that
It's like I'm do a zombie. I'm not gonna
that
be happy.
trap, you notice now, where it just looked like a normal trap that was closed around the giant rat. Above the teeth of the trap, a set of eyes open and look at you, and then a giant tongue lolls out, and it attempts
Zachary.
to bite down and clamp onto your arm. That is actually, no, it's not. It's
had to drag that thing around with you, didn't you?
It has the set of eyes have opened up, and it is in your hand still. And I will leave it there. I just need to roll its initiative. One moment.
Fuck's sake, I should slap you.
There it is. Okay. Now with that set of eyeballs at the moment, Zachary, with everything else,
its eyes out.
Zach's the only one who would have noticed that this has happened. Everyone else is far too fixated on what they have going on. None of your passive perception is that good. And with what maybe he's made that gasp, and Shay is going to take a swipe at at Alia, who still
Oh,
has
fuck off, you little cunt.
who has now missed him with one arrow and has then embedded an arrow in his stomach that still has one of his babies, as he referred to them, on it. So it's buried up to the hilt with a rat corpse on it as well, adding insult to injury. And he is going to take a swipe at you with his short sword. And that is a sweet FA. Does a 7 hit?
No.
And in his weakened state, it
Ninja
does nothing at
Alia.
all. It just feebly gets brushed aside. You slap it he almost drops the sword with how weak the swing is, and you slapping it out of his hand, and he then turns to try and bite at Phocyonis, who had opened up the wound in his stomach, the other person that is in reach. Oh, hang on. It's not letting me. There we go. So for Phocyonis, does an 11 hit. Is Phocyonis still with us?
Yeah.
Oh, does an 11 hit?
No.
He's
Well,
trying to bite at you.
17.
Okay. So that bite just closes around empty air where your arm was. You just lazily move it out of the way. It just snaps closed. And he's going to then attempt, he's raised the sword that he almost dropped into some kind of defensive posture, but that's the end of his turn. Now the trap that has now had eyeballs appear on it, that Zachary is holding, it is going to attempt to bite the hand, so your left hand that is holding it by the chain. So Zach, you're a little bit startled and surprised by the fact that these eyeballs have appeared on the trap, but it's all happening so quickly that as it snaps
My
towards
shield's
you,
still on technically.
is it really?
Yeah,
Is
that's
there?
my next turn.
Well, it's still going to try and snap at you anyway. Well, I was going to say there's a 21 hit, but
Actually, I think it does. Yeah,
Let's
21.
But let's have a look at your
16 plus
shield.
5, 21, yeah.
Okay, so
21
even with your +5, it still hits. So it wraps its jaw around your left hand as far as it can go, almost halfway up your forearm, and you suffer. I don't know why these are private. Sorry, I'm just changing to be public. And you take 7 points of damage in total, and 3 of that is acid damage. If you've got any kind of resistance to that.
Jeez.
7 points of damage.
Got nothing. Ow.
Well, you're very squishy.
Yeah.
That hurt you. All right. Now let's have a look at the. Oops. I didn't mean to do that. It only gets. No. All right. So now that it has grabbed onto you. Oh no, it's sorry. Yeah, no, I take that back. I was about to say something stupid. So because it's in its trap form, can you make it is now you're considered grappled, and it has stuck itself onto your arm and will deal with you trying to escape. I thought it was your turn next, but it's not. It's Ivy. So you've taken the damage, and it is now firmly adhered to your arm with the teeth of the trap now embedded in your forearm. All right, Ivy, over to you. As you've seen this unfold, there's still a swarm of rats behind you. Zachary.
Oh my god.
Zachary's just started screaming with a trap has come to life and latched onto his forearm, and blood is now just gushing out, and a bit of green ooze is accompanying it. What would you like to do? There's rats, traps, and all kinds of shit happening.
How many total HP do you have, Mr. Zachary?
Seriously, he's
That's metagame.
yeah,
I
he's
feel about 13 out of 20 at the
yeah,
moment.
he's
though.
screaming and hurting. You can't ask in the middle of combat how many points he's got.
No. I just wanted to know how squishy he was.
He's very
If
squishy.
he looked like he was, actually dying on the ground, or if
Oh,
he was,
gotcha. No, I'll let you know if he gets to that point.
Okay then. Well, I feel like he could deal with that issue.
Yeah, it's better to heal when you're almost dead, you know.
Yeah. Don't want to
Didn't
waste
ask
that
for
extra like
healing.
2
I asked
points.
for help with the okay.
Shit, you were non-specific about the type of help you
I
asked for.
was.
Yeah. See, I'm one of those preventative healers where like I get rid of the thing that'll hurt you before it
So
hurts
good
you.
healer. You said, yeah, alright.
Yeah. So
Nice.
instead of healing you, I'm gonna hit the big were rat again.
No, not that one.
Yeah, you can deal with them with the trap.
And if he survives it after this, the advantage on attacks against the were-rat are over.
Not if this hits.
Yeah, if it hits, obviously, he's pretty sore.
How does an 18 fare?
An 18 strikes true. What did you hit him with?
Guiding
What are you
bolt.
using? Guiding bolt again.
I only have 2 damaging attacks.
All right,
Like
yeah,
good ones.
another guiding bolt. Give me the damage. It's relevant at this point, I think. But what did you do? Unless you roll 1 damage, he's going to be dead. What's your damage?
Give me a second. I'm having to like brain.
Killed a sentient creature.
21.
21 points of damage. Yeah,
God.
that bolt strikes and everything seems to pause for a moment and then it just erupts out of his back, taking half of it with him. It has just destroyed. There's not even a final gasp of air because his lungs are now painting his office. Shay is dead. You see that rat collapse and there is just gore everywhere behind him as far as you can see. What else would you like to do?
Stare at the closest living rat and point to the body and do like point to my eyes and point to them with like menace.
Jeez.
They know what's coming for them.
That'd be scary.
Ivy saw something die and she couldn't save it, so now she's going on a killing spree.
So this is a very different Ivy than what I've met so far. This I like this.
She's trying to
Ivy.
find ways to cope, and look, she's going down a very bad
Ivy's
path.
go bad.
She tried alcoholism, flirting with cute goblins, and
She
just
wanted to
look,
fucking
this is just
hotcakes
the
from
next
the breakfast
step.
menu. That's all.
I will say that I do
Skedaddle.
really enjoy that that Rick and Jay above the table had both appointed Ivy as the moral compass of this group.
It was a bad idea.
And she's now coping by going full murder hobo.
Don't worry, this is just one of the many steps of grief.
Oh, I love it. I love it. All right,
God.
Zachary, we're back to you with a swarm of rats nipping at your heels, still barely there and alive and nipping at you. You've got now a trap that appears to have come to life and has latched itself onto your forearm, and it hurt. What would you like to do? You're
I'd like
grappled.
to cast another 2nd level magic missile, but at the trap that's on my arm. Yes.
All right, let me have a look at your magic missile to see what happens when it's on you. I'm interested.
What? It's not on me. It's on the trap. I'm just.
Yeah, but the
grappling.
trap is on you.
I'm just
Yeah,
grappling.
no, it's all right. You can basically physically grab a hold of the trap and jam the magic missile down its throat at this point. Have at it.
All right. Yeah. 20. No wait. 25 to
25 to hit. Oh, sorry, 25
wait,
damage.
5 times 4. No, yeah, 20. Not 25. What am I? Can't do math.
Okay.
All right.
But it definitely feels that. Like there's a bit of blood starting to ooze out of the corners of the mouth that is definitely not yours. It's got a purplish hue to it. You did some damage by just grabbing a hold of that trap right between the eyes and blasting the shit out of it with your magic missile. What else would you like to do?
So I can't move, can I?
You can.
I'm grappled.
Yeah, he's grappled, isn't he?
Well, sorry, I was about. Oh no, yeah, you are grappled. No, you can't move.
So yeah, I just call out. I see my arm.
That's much clearer. Yes, now we know what's going on.
He sounds fine.
You've got two.
Okay. All right. With Zachary screaming for assistance and everyone seeming indifferent, while he is grappled, the swarm of rats are going to take advantage of that and are going to again make an attack with the shield down. These things. This is the little rats that could. They are not giving up, and they rolled essentially a 1, but it became a 3. But they completely whiff. They're crawling over. They're nudging your foot basically in an attempt to bite you. It's pathetic. And I'm just making sure that they don't get an advantage on attacks because you're grappled. No, they don't. Hang on, wait, swarm, wait. No, they don't get anything. Okay, that's their turn. Poor, pathetic little rats. All right, Fokionis, you've just watched Ivy below the spinal column out of Shay. He has just collapsed in a heap. He is no more. What would you like to do?
Well, I hear my compatriots' cries for assistance regarding the thing on the end of his arm, so I'd like to move to see if I can lend a hand.
Yep. So you move over, you head over to Zachary, you grab a hold of the trap that is on his arm. Now, as soon as you do that, you feel that surface that looks smooth steel is actually incredibly sticky. And the instant your hands touch it, both of your hands are now stuck to the jaws on either side of Zachary's arm.
Can I just clarify that I didn't say I was going to grab the thing? I said move over to assist. You said grab.
And you said yes. Are you now going to tell me that you're not grabbing it now that I've said all of that? All right.
Yeah.
What?
Basically.
Oh.
Why wouldn't I? I mean, I was going to hit it with the hilt of my sword, but you just took over the story, narrator.
No, you're right. Yeah, go. I trust you. We've known each other long enough. I trust you. So
Come
you're
on.
going. You can.
I was just going to try and whack it with the hilt of the sword, like the handle, like the bottom part, just to
I don't understand. Are you trying to do a non-lethal strike with your sword?
Well, I don't know if it's non-lethal.
What are you trying to accomplish? Sorry, I don't. I need to understand what you're trying to do.
Just trying
to poke its eyeballs out.
Trying to get the thing to drop off his arm. I don't know. I mean, I can't full on whack with a longsword, can I?
So
no,
it's all right. So you're essentially trying to use the sword maybe to lever the lever the teeth open. Okay. So as soon as you
lever, okay, that's interesting. Okay, yeah,
is that what you said? Sorry.
No, I was just as in if this was my sword and this was the handle, I would be like whack type of deal. Is what I was thinking, but whatever I'm allowed to do, I guess.
Look, let's treat that as an attack roll.
Okay.
Just with the bottom of the sword.
Cool.
So do that for me first.
I'm still raged, yes, so I still am rolling with advantage, yeah?
Yeah, because you attacked in your last turn, so you haven't lost your rage, so yeah.
Okay. Oh, come on. That's pretty good. That's shit, so we'll go with the first one. 24.
All right. 24 hits.
Yes.
Go ahead and roll damage for me.
Okay. So I read too with Rage that it says +2 melee damage with strength weapons. Is that? But I don't think that applied itself. So I'll just flag that ahead of time.
That applies now.
Yeah. So I rolled an
On your
8,
sword. Yeah.
and I've got like the +4 that's just part of the weapon. Do I then add +2 to that for the melee damage that's
Yeah.
part of Rage?
It
Oh,
should
yeah,
come
you
up.
just reminded
It should
me
come
of
up in
that.
your roll on D&D Beyond.
Yeah, it's not though. It just says
It doesn't.
1d8 +4, but it doesn't show the advantage. Oh, screenshot it.
That's
Okay,
right.
good.
I realized I have a
It's all good.
proficiency bonus for my
Um,
longbow.
Oh,
I
just so
don't
you
know
can
just
why
for
it's
sure.
not doing it for that weapon, but maybe it's. Did you tick the box in D&D Beyond to say you were raging?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Do it. Do it. And give me a number. Don't worry about
Okay,
screenshots.
so
We'll deal with it after.
no, it's in there for later.
Yep.
It's 12 + 2, so 14.
All right. It
Yeah, I keep
definitely
forgetting about
definitely
that.
hits. Definitely hurts. Now, when that the sword strikes the trap that is closed on Zachary's arm, and you've tried to, you've hit it with a hefty strike with the hilt of your sword, and that sword is now stuck to the trap that is wrapped around Zachary's arm. It's not moving, it's not budging. You're still holding on to it, but it is not coming back like it normally would when you hit something and pull back. It is firmly adhered to it. So whilst your sword, and while you're holding it, you is you're considered grappled, or your sword is grappled. You can let go of it. Your hand is not with the roll you made. Your hand's not stuck. You firmly hit it with the hilt. All right. Would you like to do anything else? You've gone quiet, dude.
Did his
Sorry, I'm
sound just
doing-
cut out? Oh.
No, I'm doing push to talk. Sorry, I forgot to push the pedal. I don't really have anything else with advantage to do other than be really fucking salty at the fact that my sword's now stuck to this like stupid fly trap.
Yes, it is. And it's sticking straight. So Zachary's got this trap around his arm, and the sword is now sticking out like the reverse sword in the stone, with the blade
Perfect.
pointing outwards because you hit it with the hilt. All right. And now we go on
Reverse sword
to
stone.
the giant rat that is still sleeping in the corner. It has not broken the sleep spell, and we are, God, nowhere near 10 rounds of combat. So Alia, it's back to you. The Shay has collapsed in front of you. There is Zachary now has
Can I help these two knuckleheads?
you can't. How would you like to help them? You're within reach. You don't need to move to help. Zachary's right there next to you. What would you like to do?
What is the health on this mimic?
It's really sore. It is. You can see that like there is purple ichor just dripping out the corners of its mouth. You can tell it's in a bad way. Like the eyes are rolling around wildly. It is just gripping into Zachary's forearm with everything that it's got.
Okay, can I whack it with my longbow?
I don't think you'd have to consider it an unarmed strike because your longbow doesn't actually have a melee attack. So I'm happy to do, if you roll
Okay,
like
can
an unarmed
I-
strike.
Because obviously am I too close to really like? No, fuck it. Let's just throw
got a
an
couple of
arrow at the
daggers.
fucking thing.
Throwing an
Yeah,
arrow
but
or
they're
shooting
not
an arrow?
equipped.
Ah, gotcha. Throwing an arrow, you're
then-
shooting an arrow at your longbow, or you're like jabbing
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
You
Okay.
can equip one of them with your interaction.
Oh,
There
my
you go.
dagger.
I trust
Oh,
Egg.
okay.
So you can stop using your longbow, grab a dagger out. Yep.
Oh shit! I don't want to add to it. That was a delayed reaction. Jesus Christ.
You're right. You do your roll. Tell me what you.
Okay.
So you're just trying to stab it.
hang on.
You're not trying to do anything fancy. You're not going to try and hit it with the handle of your dagger.
So, okay, so all my weapons seem to have this proficiency with a dagger allows you to add your proficiency bonus to the attack roll.
Yeah.
What
it's
does
au-
that mean?
It's automatically done.
Are you
There you go.
sure?
Yes.
Okay. Right, let's hit this fucking thing with my dagger. Is that a 16 to hit?
16 hits, and that was with
Oh,
the
sorry,
20
21 to hit.
21 hits even more. So you strike true, and you're doing it with the pointy end of your dagger. You're not using the handle.
Yes.
Yep.
No.
So you stick it, skewering it basically where what appears to be a hinge, but now you can see that there's a real, that purpley membrane that's bleeding profusely. You strike in there. How much damage do you do with your dagger?
7.
7? All right. It's
See,
still
that
good.
only did my D4 plus 3. It didn't add the proficiency bonus.
You don't add proficiency to damage, just to attack.
Okay.
There you go. I've just learned something new. Thank you.
Okay.
So it's looking sore. Like you've nearly severed the membrane that holds that hinge together. That mimic is gripping even tighter now, just in its death throes onto Zach's arm. Sorry, did you want to do anything with your bonus action? Or
No,
move?
I don't really
or,
have a lot.
All
Well, there's
right.
no point moving. It's already got 2 of the dumbasses. I don't think it can fit anything else in its mouth.
So the mimic. All right. What's going to be its best bet?
It can only do it if it drops its hold on those 2.
All right. So gripped onto Zach's arm, the mimic is going to bite in even deeper, really chewing in on him. Does a 10 do anything to you, Zach? This mimic is really struggling, but it's trying to finish you off, and before it gets finished off.
Yeah, 10 does not get through my dragon-like skin.
All right, so the mimic at this point has gotten as far as it can, trying to chew further onto Zach's arm, and to no avail. There is nothing happening. God, I wouldn't mind having multi-attack on the mimic, but I don't. So it's finishing its turn there with a dagger stuck to it. So Alia, your dagger, if you continue holding onto it, is now stuck in the membrane of the mimic. The sword is stuck upside down on the mimic, and Zach's arm is stuck in the mimic. So if you guys continue to hold your weapons, you're going to be grappled, but your weapons are currently grappled by the mimic. Ivy, there is still a crawling, mewling swarm of rats, what's left of them behind Zach and this mimic, this trap, with eyes and now blood stuck to his arm. And he's been screaming profusely. And there's now a longsword you've seen get stuck to it and a dagger stuck to it. It's an interesting setup. That's you, Lily. If you're talking
Sorry, I was
about it.
answering an email from work.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, they shouldn't be messaging me at this time of night.
They really shouldn't.
This is the 3rd email I've gotten from them in the past hour, and I'm like, ah.
Oh my God.
Alright, so what's left alive?
The swarm of rats, what's left of them, and there is now the trap that is embedded on Zach's arm that seemed to come to life.
But he can
now
deal
has
with that still.
Now has a sword stuck to it and a dagger stuck to it and Zachary's arm stuck to it.
That's fine. It'll get more things stuck to it, probably.
So what would you like to do?
The more hurt rat that's near death by Zach, I will head for that one.
The rats, the swarm of
Yeah.
rats. Yep. So you're within reach of that already,
Oh,
diagonally.
I know. As in, like, that's the one I'm attacking.
Oh, gotcha. Yep. Have at it. They're a bloody puddle with some rat bodies in it, still moving.
If you could make a dex saving throw for me as I cast Sacred Flame.
Can do. Excuse me.
Never.
Saving throw done. Now, let me check if it gets any. What are you doing to it? Sorry.
Sacred Flame, but it's just a straight dex saving throw at the
Yeah.
moment.
7.
Okay, so you'll take full damage unless you have resistances to radiant damage.
Nope. No resistances. What's full damage?
I'm gonna roll it now. It is the full 8.
Yeah, that that puddle of rats just goes from a couple that were just grimly hanging on to life, attempting to just vainly snap at Zach, just get immolated. There is now just a scorched puddle in the shape of a few, rat corpses and a blood smear pattern that Dexter would be proud of. So they're gone. You've obliterated what was left of them. So the only thing left, you got your bonus action. The only thing left is the trap still stuck to Zachary's arm.
Imagine. I don't need to do anything with that. That's fine.
Okay. I'll just wait to see if there's any. All right. So Ivy's just happy to watch Zach struggle with this trap stuck to his arm. So Zach, it's over to you.
Alright, I'll take out my dagger and try stabbing at it. I guess.
God.
Cut it
Oh,
off.
go ahead
Go wrong.
and roll damage.
I don't even roll to attack.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead and roll your attack. My apologies.
Oh,
That's busy laughing. It's your bread knife. It's your bread knife. That's right. Get your bread knife out.
16.
Bread knife.
16
Buttery.
hits. So you've targeted the other side where Alia has stabbed in. You've jammed your knife in. You've seen a weak point there with that hinge, that membrane that was once metallic. Go ahead and roll damage.
6 damage.
6, and your dagger stays embedded there. The mimic, now the eyes are rolling around wildly. The ichor that's coming out the corner of his mouth is now frothing. It's almost dead. You can tell that it's in its final throes, but it's still alive, and it's now got 2 daggers and a sword stuck to it and your arm. Oh, good times. All right. Would you like to do anything else?
No, I'm good.
All right. No screaming, so you obviously come to terms with that. The swarm of rats are dead, so we don't need to worry about them. Phoccionus, you've currently at the moment you are holding onto your sword that is stuck to the trap. What would you like to do?
All right, so just to continue with this, Phoccionus, not being a massively, how shall we say, technically minded, there we go, is still enraged, so not thinking straight, still holding his sword while other people are trying to kill this thing that's stuck to it. So he's basically just going to try and lever his sword off, and he's just, put his foot up on the thing, and he's like, bro, what are you doing? Give my fucking sword back, mate. Jesus.
So you've got your foot up against it, and you're now trying
my
to...
foot is now...
Yep, so you're now grappled. You are now considered grappled with the
hopping around on one foot, holding my sword.
The
'cause I won't
mimic.
let it go.
So your sword is technically grappled, and you are as well. Now, for you, you need to, if you're trying to pull the sword out. So let's start with remove that. Let me see. It's what roll it is. Hang on.
What? Yeah, is it? Like
I've got the DC, but I just need to look at what it is that you're
Can I roll to see if my sword gets unstuck? Is that even a thing?
Yeah, that's what you're about to do because you're trying to break the grapple.
Yeah.
All right. It doesn't tell me what ability the DC is connected to. What the hell?
For grapple would be
expert
strength.
Strength. Okay. So you need to
or dexterity to defend your choice.
Let's go with strength. I'm happy.
No, it'd be strength for what you're trying to do. You've all right. Go ahead and do and you're doing it at disadvantage because you're currently grappled by it.
Right. So if I'm at advantage and that's disadvantage, is that just normal now?
Yeah.
Yes. So just be a straight roll.
So straight roll. Cool. 11.
21.
Does not break the grapple on your sword. So you've now got one foot stuck to it. You've got your sword stuck to it that you're attempting to pull off, and you've now got this orc on one leg hopping up and down, trying to pull his sword. Give it back off Zach's arm, and it's still chewing into his
Me
arm.
my fucking sword back, bro. What the fuck is going on?
This mimic is the gift that keeps on giving. I did not anticipate this at all. Is that your turn?
I think there's a bit of
Can't
space
really
left.
go anywhere. All right. The giant rat continues to be asleep in the corner. Geez, the rate we're going, we might hit the 10 rounds for it to wake up.
Rat wakes up, 5 people stuck to some half.
Yeah, that's what the mimic is just
What the
unkillable
fuck?
at this point, apparently. All right, Alia, over to you with the I'm not going to re-describe all of it. It's basically you can almost can't see, but you can because you've still got a hold of your dagger that's stuck into the mimic, and it just won't budge. It won't come back out.
I'll try. There's a mimic stuck to,
Alright.
stuck to Zach's arm.
I'm going
He's
to
like, "Ow, my arm." I'm running
let
around.
go of my dagger
Yeah.
because I learned I learned by observation of dumb people. And I'm going to load my longbow and fire a shot at it.
All right. Go ahead. You're
Don't
shooting
miss.
at it on Zachary's arm. What could possibly go wrong? Go.
19 to hit.
19 strikes true, straight between the swirling eyes. Go ahead and roll damage for me.
11.
That mimic. I keep saying mimic, but obviously characters don't know exactly what it is. You just know that this thing came to life and strapped itself around Zachary's arm. Just falls off, becoming shapeless, a bit of an amorphous jelly blob as it hits the ground. It is now inert, lifeless. The teeth dissolve back in the metal teeth, and it now appears quite harmless and lifeless. And all you've got left now with the corpses that are strewn around you, the only living thing in the room is the giant rat. And it is asleep in the corner, snoring
got
away
rope?
gently. What would you like to do?
How many rounds have we got left?
You are currently into your 5th round, so there's still 5. You got to finish this one, and then there's another 5 rounds of it being asleep above the table.
Yes. Yeah, Focionis to just finish it. I guess.
Yeah, I'm gonna not do anything.
All right.
I'm just gonna like stand there and shake my head at these 2 idiots.
Oh, those of you that left your weapons stuck to it, they've just fallen and clattered to the ground. Focionis has been able to return his leg to the ground.
Oh my god, please
And
tell
it's got
me
his
that when
sword
it
back.
lets go, he falls over from hopping.
Oh, let's find out. Can you go and make an athletics check for me?
Athletics check, yes. On failing rolls. Oh,
Good
man,
call.
I've got a +5 for athletics check.
Oh,
Damn it.
yeah. This is...
Does 14 end me up on my ass or no?
No, 14. Look, you don't quite do it gracefully and do a backflip, and land stick the landing, but you just a couple of small hops to get your balance on the one leg. Second leg returns comfortably down to the ground, and you smirk over a little bit at Alia, who you can see just standing there watching you, waiting for you to fall on your ass. You've got your sword back, and you're on 2 solid feet.
Oh, happy now.
All right, so Ali's doing nothing. We're out of we're out of combat now. You've got the rat's unconscious. You're not actually fighting anyone or anything. You just need to decide what you're doing with that rat.
Can we put it in the manacles?
In the what?
The manacles
We don't
are
have
being
them yet, do they?
they're being constructed
Yeah,
for
but if we
humans
keep it asleep
by Mish. Oh, if you keep it asleep.
I've got
and
rope.
take it back there.
It would depend on whether Mish has finished them, because she did say that it would take 24 hours or less, and you've currently been from when you left Mish, this has been about 8 hours, so she may not be finished the commission yet. But
Does
you
anyone have
can go and see. But they were human-sized manacles. They were
I've
not
got 50 feet of rope.
rat-sized.
Surely
Can we
do something
use
with
the
that.
rope to like tie its legs together?
You have
Yeah,
enough
roast
rope
rat.
that you can just wrap this thing in rope so that it cannot move.
I want to keep it alive.
Okay.
Why this one?
There's no rolls required here, so you've all got that rope. So
Okay,
The
can
one
I
that
do my
float was
medicine
the one
check
we wanted
then?
to keep alive.
yep.
Sure.
So while Ivy is going and just using length upon length upon length to just, like a Looney Tunes cartoon, tie up this rat. Yep. So you're out of combat now. So yes, you can just do a straight medicine check for me.
Oh, that's right.
17.
That hurt.
All right, give me 1 sec. I just got to check the DC on this. All right, yeah, 17. Wow, that was actually close. So with that 17 roll, as you notice that pain was something different to anything you've experienced, even before stepping into the dungeon and dealing with dirty dogs that have nipped at your heels. You realize from things you've seen, read, folklore, things you've seen in video games, watching Ivy play while you're stuffing your face with her red hot Doritos and Cheetos and living rent free in her house, as she mentioned to us last week, that you are currently afflicted with the same thing that Shay had. You've been afflicted with lycanthropy, and you are currently experiencing. You don't know the full details of it yet. You don't fully understand what it means from that bite going into your shoulder, but you do know that you are essentially now a rat raccoon,
Tainted meat.
with the potential for this to develop further while that infection remains in your body.
Man, can I go see the Care Bear?
Well, hey, just hold there with that at the moment, because the doors and everything are still locked. Nothing has opened yet that you've seen in the entry chamber. Obviously, you don't know the front door you came in.
Is that door unlocked now? Is that cellar unlocked?
At the moment, everything is still closed up, but at this point, Ivy finishes completely securing and immobilizing the giant rat so that it can't do anything, even if it was to wake up. And I will say that while it's being tied up, it does actually wake up from the sleep effect, because it is being handled, but it's too late for it to do anything. The rope is already in place, and Ivy has taken care of that job. So it's now Ivy's there with an armful of giant rat. And while as soon as that happens, as soon as that rat is rendered inert and no longer a danger or able to attack or defend itself, that same familiar beam that you guys have now become quite accustomed to illuminates through the roof of the warehouse. This time it is centered on Shay's corpse, and it rises, like it cracks and pops, and he's brought upright. And you notice that this beam is much bigger and much brighter than the ones that you've seen before. So, but before too long, by the time he is actually stretched upright and in a standing position, it is so bright that all you can really see is his silhouette, the shadow of Shay still in that rat form. And you see descending down through the roof another humanoid, much larger shape. But it's kind of shapeless. You can tell that it's human, but you have no way of picking from the silhouette gender or species or anything along those lines. And as it comes down to Shay, you hear this groan come out of what was previously a dead rat or a dead humanoid rat, and this throaty, raspy voice begins to talk to Shay, and it's different to the ones that you've heard, like announcing the battles, and that has talked to you in your ear or directly into your brain when you've entered through the levels, and you're catching bits and pieces of what's coming through, but you definitely hear clearly the "You disappoint me, Ches Bucket." And this growl persists. You're not catching everything, but what you can piece together is essentially that Shay had a deal with the silhouette, that he would be thinning the herd of the crawlers. These are the terms that are being used by the shadowy figure, and essentially offering this quest to crawlers who are coming through in the very first level, getting them to come in and try and clear his warehouse that was set up for him to end them. So to take down the number of crawlers that are still participating in the dungeon and take them off the board. Can I get, before I keep going, can I get each of you to make a perception roll for me, please? As you're intently paying attention to what's going on here. In whatever format you like, just give me
Oh my
numbers.
god.
17.
17. Yep.
10.
3.
16.
All right. Fokionis and Alia, you're just fascinated by this shadow, and it's almost like watching a shadow puppet show, and you just wish you had some popcorn, and you can't quite figure out why one shadow is talking to what you thought was a dead rat, but maybe the dead rat's alive, and it's all fascinating, and you're desperately trying to figure out exactly what's going on, but you can't look away. For the other two of you, you're not sure with your 16 and your 17, but you think that what you might actually be hearing and seeing is the AI that's controlling all of this, or at least a personification of it that maybe is talking and interacting without all of the broadcast filters or the voice modulation or any of the other tools that are used when it's doing mass interactions throughout the world or with big groups. Hang on. Sorry, excuse me, I had to sneeze. And this may actually be it visiting in one of its forms, as opposed to being this intangible entity that you haven't previously had any kind of ability to put a face or even a silhouette to an entity. But you're not certain, but you're reasonably sure that that's what you're witnessing, and that it has put this deal in place with Shay to end the lives of crawlers in between the dungeons, rather than just waiting for them to fall in the dungeons themselves. And it's kind of interesting because the voice is almost like so many things you've seen here that has been lifted from some part of Earth's entertainment. So it's kind of like a cartoon baddie, almost like Dr. Claw off the old Inspector Gadget cartoon. That's kind of an attempt to be a sinister growl, but some of the words you're catching just don't quite hit right, and they sound almost comical, despite the fact that you're essentially watching it reanimate the corpse of a rat man and berate him for his failings. And as this is happening, that silhouette that you're seeing, as that conversation finishes and the criticisms are over, you see one hand of the large humanoid silhouette reach out and grip around the throat of Shay, and almost comically, you see his head just start to bulge, and you see the shadow of what are obviously his eyes coming out of their sockets, and then that shadow head just explodes, and the head and then the body soon after are absorbed straight up into that beam of light that you've witnessed, and you hear some tinkling as things hit the ground, but you can't see what they are inside that light beam. Now, as his screams are cut off into that explosive gurgle, each of you feel a chill. You can't actually see a face, but you can feel the attention of that silhouette has been pointed onto you. And from out of that beam, you hear the the voice again, that kind of attempting to be sinister. Sometimes it is, other times it just sounds almost like it makes you want to giggle. And you've got the speaking directly now to you. You're not sure whether you're hearing this through your ears or into your brain, but you each get this at the same time. The fair is fair. Chaos has somehow succeeded here, and the spoils are yours. Anything of Shay's, Chez's, you find here are now yours. With his death, his personal stash in this building has had the barrier removed, and it will not be put back in place until a new cheesemonger can be found from the ranks of your backwater planet. You may only take his personal possessions. Cheese World's stock and property belongs to the syndicate. And without you having any chance to respond, ask questions, the silhouette snaps out of existence. The beam disappears. There's no harm to the building, just like there was with with Zev, other than of course Ches. He was exploded and zipped away. And in a pile on the ground where he was is what appears to be some coins. You can see the glint of money. There's the short sword that he was holding. There's the hand crossbow that he was holding, and a few crossbow bolts have all landed on the floor where he was. The door that was behind you and locked swings open. And the other thing that has fallen to the ground is a key ring that the most observant of you, Ivy, would have noticed was the one that he used when he locked up his store and unlocked the warehouse. What would you like to do?
I've got a fairly good idea who might consider taking on cheesemonger as one of their many roles.
I want to go check out if we can go down the stairs.
Yeah, let's go.
Oh, yeah.
Is anybody picking up the stuff that dropped, or are you guys leaving that there?
No, picking it up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pick up the stuff, research the office and the stairs at the same time.
Okay,
Wait,
wow,
don't
hold
worry, I'll
the
let it get the job.
okay.
Okay.
So whoever went over, I think it was Focchiona, said it first, and picks up the
Keys.
pile of stuff that tinkled down. So you pick up a key ring. You pick up 36 gold pieces. So despite the fact that he promised you 50, it seems pretty increasingly clear,
Fucking stingy bastard.
excuse me, that there was not 50 gold on offer. You were never going to get paid. Even with your intelligence, Focchionis, you can, piece that together. You've got the short sword, you've got the crossbow, you've got the key ring. And it's like an old-fashioned key ring that's got several keys on it. Not just, the one like what you picked up. There's several on this key ring, but it looks like the key that you picked up out of with Alia's searching and then destruction. Looks like it would fit on that key ring. Now, Zachary, you're going to search the office, yes? Is anybody going with Zach to search Shay's office?
I will, but I will first use some of that extra rope to rope RATTHEW onto me.
Yep. So you just like tying it around your belt sash and dragging the rat along. Is that what's happening here?
Yes, it
Yep.
is. And by the time that I reach Zach, I will also reach out and grab
Jeez,
his
in every
hand
plane
or
of
another part
existence,
of
she has
his
a pet.
body, and cast Cure Wounds so he can have a bit more health.
Who was that to? Sorry.
To Zach,
Okay.
since he was the one with the trap on
All
him.
right. And tell Zach how much healing he gets.
It's the nicest thing ever done.
You can have 14 health back.
Oh, jeez. Okay, I'm at full, I guess.
So also this is RATTHEW.
Hi, Rathy. I'm Zachary. How is
just-
that?
That was probably a human being once.
You've just got this giant
Probably
rat that is
is.
roughly
Wait.
Alia sized, that is tied up. Did you tie its mouth closed?
I tied its mouth closed and
Yeah.
its front legs.
So it's just kind of struggling a bit, but realizes it can't go too far. But there's angry like grunts and squeals coming out of the the rat.
And I like hold out my hand to shake its hand, but then go.
And as
It's
you do it,
okay.
it attempts, even with the rope, to bite your hand. So, are you guys who are searching the office doing it individually, or are one of you going to do it and you can do it with advantage? So you can either each do. This one will be. I'll let you do like you did the warehouse. So you can either do perception or investigation. But if you're doing one person, I just need to know who they are and who's assisting. Or if you're doing individual
We'll
roles.
get Alia to percept and I'll assist again.
Okay, so Alia, if you can do your perception check
Okay.
with
I
advantage.
know Ivy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, Ivy.
okay.
Sorry,
I'm not
Ivy.
going in there. What do you want
Okay,
about?
so Ivy, if you can do that
Smart
with
plan.
advantage.
So that is a 24.
Holy, and was that a nat 20 with the 24, or is it just a
No, that was a
high roll with
19.
bonuses? Okay, thought it was going to be pretty high. Okay,
Yeah.
so with holy shit, with that investigation, you move things around, you look about. There's not actually a whole lot in the office that you see initially. You do see underneath, looking where Shay was trying to do his big, Lumios and turning the lights on. There is just very clearly a button that he has hit that has lit the lanterns, the magical lanterns or fire lanterns, whatever they were, the shaded lanterns that lit up the warehouse. You couldn't really see because they were too high up in the ceiling. You do notice though that they're not locked. In the drawers, you do get one potion of healing and one potion of water breathing. These seem to be coming up with that roll. You remember that, like, these are coming up quite commonly. You're seeing quite a few of them. And with that roll, you do notice that that semicircular rug that's underneath the desk appears to have left some clean trails in the dust on the floor. Though even with the desk sitting on top of it, it appears that it has been moved recently and possibly frequently.
I would like to point it out to Zach and RATTHEW.
What is that?
Yeah. All right, Rathy, on 3.
Oh my
1, 2,
god.
and pull the rug.
Yeah, the desk it's not super heavy. It's not a banker's desk. Like, this is a cheap plywood desk, and between the two of you and RATTHEW, you pull on it so hard on the rug, thinking the desk is heavy, that it just slides across and splinters up against the wall. Like, there's inkwells and bits of paper and the ledger go flying, and you can see underneath it that there's a square trapdoor that's about 3.5 to 4 feet by 3.5 to 4 feet square.
Yes, give that a tug.
All right.
Oh god, that's what
you
she
open
said.
the trap door, and just this vile, noxious waft comes out of it. Can I get both of you just to give me a Constitution saving throw, please?
$22.
16.
You both pass the saving throw, so you each take 1 point of. It's technically poison damage, but it's not actually a trap or a poison. This is just the noxious smell of something that has been left down here for far too long. And what you can see there is, and I'll give you this because Ivy rolled such a high roll in the sarcophagus room. You see what looks to be the top end of, similar to the sarcophagus that you saw in the room with the rat trap, and it's got 2 handles attached to it, so it's like it's been lowered down in there standing upright, and it's got the noxious smell of what you now realize is just a pungent cheese aroma from being trapped under that door, is what you got hit in the face with and took some poison damage from. What do you want to do?
Close the trap door.
I'm going to turn to RATTHEW. And you know that voice they do in Dora the Explorer? RATTHEW, do you know what's down the hall?
It's very sad to see. I'm the map, I'm the map, I'm the map.
I would then also like to remind RATTHEW that he must work with us.
Rathew's just
It's
wriggling
what we did to
around.
the others.
You're not getting any indication that this is an intelligent creature that is understanding any of this other than it's been restrained. But
Brilliant. If it's a
have at
blank
it.
slate, it's easier to train.
So there's a metal sarcophagus there with handles that have obviously been used to lift it out and lower it down. What do you want to? Zachary wants to close the lid. What do you want to do?
I think we could make it down there, Ratthew.
There's no room to actually go down. It's essentially the handles are there. It's very clear it's been used to lift it up and then lower it back down.
I guess we should leave it alone.
I don't think there's anything good in there.
It does smell a bit bad, you
I don't know, do you
know.
think he'd hide his treasure in there?
I
All
don't
it
know
smelled
about
like
you,
was
but
bad
I
cheese.
don't hide my treasure in moldy areas with stank that makes me feel like I'm gonna drop
No,
dead.
he was a rat person. Maybe he thought they do that.
I'd like to hold Ratthew by the stink and see if he does not enjoy it.
He just sniffs, wriggles more, and again he's trying to nip and bite at your hand, even though he's restrained.
I'm going to say
No
that
harm is
Ratthew
coming.
doesn't like that place either.
No harm is coming to him. He's just trying to bite you. As you guys are fiddling around trying to make your decision, but without anything happening from you, that sarcophagus starts to rise out of the hole. You
Oh,
can't
for
see where
goodness
the
sake.
lighting is coming from, but all these multicolored lights begin to strobe around the office. A disco ball, you have no idea where that came from, lowers from the ceiling, and as that sarcophagus just slowly comes up, the smell is horrific that fills the room, but there's no more damage. That big waft of pent up pungent aroma has gone and dispersed.
So would you describe it as cheesy
But
disco?
the sarcophagus rises and it's on a pedestal and it lifts up and it keeps lifting up till it's about 4 foot off the ground, and then the pedestal starts to rotate. And what you're looking at is, you saw a sarcophagus of Shay in his human form that was filled with cheese. This one he obviously did not want to have on display, but he wanted to keep it close to him. And now that it's been released and brought up, he's obviously very proud of it and enjoys the sarcophagus of himself filled with cheese, because this emblazoned onto the front is the form very clearly that you just defeated and Ivy blew the spine out of. This is the Rat Man form of Shay, now with a whole light show playing in the office silently. No music or anything or audio of any kind is happening. It rotates. Are you doing anything while it's rotating around?
Just holding my nose. Oh my God.
Ivy,
Just
you and Ratthew?
speechless.
I'm gonna hold Ratthew close to me after getting him to sniff that issue.
Oh,
Yeah, let's check what's down those stairs. Let's see how those other guys are doing.
and as you carefully walk around holding your nose and just unsure of how to take this, after doing about 10 rotations, the sarcophagus, like a music box, winds down to a stop. The lights stop, the disco ball disappears back into the ceiling from whence it came, and the sarcophagus lowers back down into the hole with the hatch still open and the desk still destroyed. But the lid has been left open on the music box essentially, but the rest of it has all been put together and wound down. And so does that, so that was just the two of you that bore witness to that joy.
That's one way to put it.
Has everybody else headed to the door? So while that's happening, the rest of you ditch them. All right, let me move you guys over. All right. So, who's got the keys? Oh no, Fokionis picked up the key. Fokionis picked up the key ring, and I believe Alia had the key from previously, didn't she?
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
Did we lock it or not?
Yeah, we relocked
Yes, you
it.
did. You did. For the sake of just brevity, I'm going to move you guys over. But Fokionis and Alia, you guys actually get there, and you've got the place to yourself for a little while. So yeah, you arrive. Who gets there first? One of you's got a key ring. The other one's got a key. You definitely know opens the door.
I don't care who gets there first.
I just need a marching order.
I'll go first. I got the damn key.
All right, so you got the key that you know works.
Wait, we don't have Fokianis. He's gone.
All right, I'll get him caught up. Hopefully when he reconnects, because he's dropping memes in Discord, and I'm sure he's going to get messages in there. He's got pictures of RATTHEW. I think you're grossly overestimating how big a giant rat is. It's Alia sized. But so Alia leads the way, opens the door. That opaque covering that was over the top of the room disappears. I can't do that easily at the moment, so just you're gonna have to bear with me with that one. There we go. And you are able to descend down. As soon as you unlock the door, lights come on. So what was previously like a black hole that you were looking down into, and like the opaque covering, it's now clearly lit. You can't actually see, but the what you think was the AI has done as promised and removed the protective barrier.
Go in.
Well, you're not
He
there
said
yet.
that his ISP has just decided it would no longer provide me with internet. Modem is connecting, but no service coming through. So his internet's gone down.
Sad.
Hopefully he's able to catch the stream on his mobile, because we're nearly done.
I am...
He's got a message. He's watching on the phone. Yeah, sorry guys, have just
yeah.
come through. I've just had some technical hiccups hit us.
Hi. Hello.
So I'm happy to deal with Fokionis. It's going to be easy enough, I think. So Alia, what would you like to do? Is well lit corridor. The protective barrier has been removed. What do you?
Oh
want to
fuck!
do?
I might as well go down the stairs. It's the only thing I can do.
All right. So heading
Funnel.
down the stairs. Need to get that out of the way. Sorry, which wasn't let me grab your token. Heading down the stairs, and I know that Fokionis would be following after you, and he'll yell at me in Discord, Twitch if not, but I'm pretty sure he will. You come down into what is a really clean, sterile almost environment that has what looks like a series of display cupboards and cabinets around the wall, and it has in there quite a collection of items. You're not sure exactly what they are. There's like an iridescent, what looks like an oversized pearl that has swirling colors to it. There's a javelin that has like almost a crackle of energy across it as you watch. Every now and then it's like a static electricity spark. There appears to be some potions. There's some items of clothing, some headpieces, some gems. There's a really big oversized, stuffed animal. There's a dice. Strangely, it's on a pedestal on its own, but it's just a normal dice, or it appears to be a normal dice. There's a staff, a timber staff. There's a spell scroll rolled up. There's a set of leather boots, and there's a big, like a tankard, like what you'd see at almost Oktoberfest, but a timber one sitting in there as well. And then there's also a chest that's open, and in that chest you can see that there is quite a collection of different currency sitting there, different coins, different colors, golds glinting through and silver. This is quite a treasure trove that it looks like has potentially been collected from the crawlers that Shay has taken care of over time, and collected their belongings.
All right, they get such good stuff.
And as and you guys have now
He
arrived
got RATTHEW though.
with coming down in with Alia and Fokionis poking around, looking at the items. You've come down into as well, seeing that they've already descended the stairwell, and Alia, you see that Ivy is cradling this tied up rat and referring to it. Now it appears to have gained a name of RATTHEW.
This is RATTHEW. He will
You've
be
been
your noble
replaced.
steed.
She's gonna have a pet in every plane, apparently.
Oh, and Zachary just digs a little needle in that you've been replaced. Interesting.
So I guess we're taking everything, guys.
Yeah, just go along, go boop, into a little bag of holding thing.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. Well, with that, while you're in Shay's
We get
personal
trapped in here,
stash
I'm gonna murder you, Spa.
and and his loot room,
She knows
that's
where you
where
live.
that's where we're gonna leave it. She does actually. That's where we're going to leave it tonight. And congratulations, everyone, if you can, between now and the next session, by completing this bonus and successfully completing this bonus side quest and side mission, you've all reached level 4.
But no long rest, right?
As a not yet, no.
But Dante didn't get level 4.
Yes, he did. It was as a result of taking out Shay and part of the rewards that appear to have been bestowed upon you by the AI, as in his statement of fair's fair. You beat the game and you've been rewarded not just with this access, but you've gained a level as well. So congratulations, everybody. Poor Shay.
Yeah.
This is where we'll start next
Yeah,
week, is in Shay's
don't
loot
feel
room
too
that you've
sorry
gutted.
for Shay. I mean, he's killed a lot of people, it looks like.
Poor Shay's a relative term.
He seemed a bit full of himself, going by the statues.
Yep. Those of you who saw those, you haven't yet shared with only you and Ivy saw the
I don't think
disco
they want to
light
know
show
about the
of-
other statue.
of his
Just never mention it again.
of his cheese sarcophagus, the rat sarcophagus with the disco lights and the light show.
Just, no, not going to bring it up ever.
You never know. Ivy might.
If we don't talk about it, maybe we'll forget about it.
Maybe RATTHEW will fill everybody in.
Oh, this is gonna
The non-sentient.
Wow.
This is going to be interesting to see where RATTHEW goes.
RATTHEW will become the most fearsome steed that you will ever meet.
He's the size of Alia. Like,
I'm going to
it's a
put a
giant
doll on
rat.
him.
God. Okay. I look forward to seeing how this unfolds. But I do know what I need to read up on now that I know that you're looking to do that. So thank you very much for filling me in on that in advance. So I'm not trying to figure that out on the fly.
I hope your shopkeepers are prepared for the weird requests that are coming.
I'm sure they will be. I'm sure they'll be able to cater
Oh,
to your
you
needs.
can do a charge of it. That'd be good for Jonas when he decides that he wants to charge at people all the time.
He can.
Yeah, sharpshooter's a good feat too.
It's pretty good if you got a bow and arrow.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, considering there were so many, that's why I said it was going to take me a while to go through them all. But
Well, you've got a week.
Thanks,
And
Egg.
please do remember that if any of you do want to sell to Mish next time you're there and you've got a bundle of gear, please let me know so I can have a price ready. Because I don't want to spend an hour trying to come up
Well,
with.
Let us know what we all have.
You can see it all. You don't know what this
We
is
do.
yet, but you know all your other shit, including like 60 pounds of trash that Ali has been collecting and putting together into
Not
trash
selling
bombs.
that.
I know she won't part with that.
I need to get me a better weapon though.
Oh dear.
We spent all our money on
Jonas.
Guineas.
For him to get his like
maybe you could
fucking
get
shit
you one
stuck in a
next.
fucking
Yeah, we'll get you one next.
And a
Alright,
mimic.
cool
Yeah,
as,
well,
yeah.
between like two of you, you owe me like $150. But anyway.
I just
Who's
realized
counting?
after having finished that fight that Fokionis actually should have been the only one who was damaging the were-rat. It was immune to everything other than magical attacks. So all those
Oh, well,
arrows,
too bad, so sad.
I think
Yeah,
that was
that's just
one arrow that was non-magical.
Yeah. I only hit him once.
I just realized it then. That's just me learning, and I'm actually saying it out loud so that I remember it. That's more than anything why I'm saying it.
Doesn't mean we're
Yeah,
gonna remember
like-
it.
It's like we're all
I
at
know.
the start of what's the last star that is annoying because you can't hit him.
No, I don't remember. But I even had it written down in my notes, but there was so much going on that I didn't keep
So
looking at the
even
immunities.
even though he's magical, even if I still had concentration and I hit him with an arrow, is that still classified as magical? Like, and then with one of my spells.
The spell damage is magical. but
Yes.
Arrow damage is not.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you were hitting like just those arrow hits. Oh, sorry, the arrow
Mm.
hit because you missed with the others. That damage wouldn't have been taken. But I mean, at the
What if I
end,
technically hit him with his babies? That's magical.
that'd be grief damage. But no, it wouldn't have mattered overly much anyway because that arrow it did good damage. But Ivy's guiding bolt at the end killed him almost to like
I
half
had
his
no
health
slots
again.
left.
So he was dead. He was gone. even if I'd remembered with the arrow. But yeah, I just need to. Even though I made the note, I still didn't check it. So for me, we're rating out to Ivy. I see that you've gone live, so we're heading over to Lily, who's playing Ivy, our cleric. We're going to peace out, but check out YouTube for what happens next. Peace out. Love you all. Thanks for the hang. Thanks for the raid. See you next Monday. Yeah, that was me wanting to just remind myself that you just need to make sure you check those immunities because I knew it was going to be important if you started hitting your arrows to just remember to do the magic damage, but I forgot.
Yeah.
Which would have been
Yeah,
interesting if you didn't.
Do you
hadn't
have a
practiced that.
title of this one yet?
There's a couple of them that there's a few. I don't know what my favorite is. I really
RATTHEW.
don't.
That happens.
I
sometimes.
will have to leave because now you've rated me.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I wish you all a very lovely evening.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks, Lily.
Thanks, Lily.
Enjoy your stream.
Bye.
Bye.
I do kind of like if he bites me
great.
again, I'll rip his guts out.
I think you said it a little bit more even violently than that. I think it was something like, if this cunt bites me again, I'm gonna punch him in the I'm gonna stab him in the guts.
Rip his guts.
Yeah. There was
I'm
that.
I'm
there
gonna
was
stab
the-
my fist in his gut.
There was the RATTHEW. There was one that kind of got mixed into the conversation where Fokionis has gone, if you're Shay, not Ches, then I'm Fokione or something.
Yeah, Forky on.
I can't remember what he
Forky.
said, but
It was
that
like
one fucked me
Forky
up as well.
something.
There was some
But
really good ones. in
My
there.
my other one is when Egg. It literally sounded like he said "fucking knives." I don't even know how you managed to say that, eh?
I don't know what was.
I think you like kind of got mid-sentence and forgot the rest of his name.
Yeah.
So you just blurted something out and it just sounded like fucking knives.
You guys chunked the were-rat down so fast with where the mimic was meant to be coming into play. I was like, holy shit! Like he's just brushing off these attacks, and then it was just this boom, boom, like Fokionis hit, and he's got through because he's got the +1 sword. So that one, yeah, I was even remembering it at that point that took the damage, and then the guiding bolts, and they were Lily was rolling like a demon, And like, holy shit! Then your arrow stuck in
Yeah.
there, and then the guiding bolt.
Yeah, she's rolling really well.
Yeah,
Almost.
and then the the massive rats that you guys took chunks of the health out of, like they started already compromised, and they were still limping through, trying to bite. Like you just pissed them off, Egg, and they were too far gone and not smart enough to pick another target.
Well, I already
Oh,
knew I'll just go for the biggest bastard because I can't do anything about the swarm, and the other rat was asleep, and the other one was like dead. So I was like, well,
I was scared for my life there when I had the swarm and the mimic on me.
Yeah, and Lily's going, "You're fine. You're okay. No healing, no assistance, no damage." I'm like, "That's gold."
I'm gonna attack this were rat.
Oh,
Oh,
and
man.
then just sticking things to the mimic. Like, how much shit are they going to steal? What's the
Yeah,
surface area of a
mimics
rat
are
trap?
annoying. Like, just,
Oh,
God.
all right,
too
I'm gonna
funny.
go to bed.
Yeah, I need to as
Alright.
well. That was good value
Yeah.
and good fun. All right. See you next week, if
See
not
yous.
before.
Good night. See you next week.
Night.